Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. Agam and I are here to wrap the markets for you. Again, not a very exciting day. We did see that the markets fell significantly. So the Nifty in the early morning trades, in the opening trades, we did see some momentum build up. But in the last hour of trade, we did see that the Nifty lost a little over 30-40 points. We actually breached 8700 mark, but again ended over 8700. We ended at about 8706. Same was the I don't know, Agam, is this should we blame the expiry related volatility for this, or should we blame the global cues for it? I don't know.
Right.
But what were you noticing as far as are there any triggers or any trends that you noticed in the F&O market?
Of course. So, after yesterday's fall, we lost about 100 points yesterday. Today's day was when we saw a little more consolidation. Of course, when it came to the bears, they wanted to take a little more precaution, which is why we've seen not too much activity when it comes to futures. Given that we are looking at an expiry and rollovers they were once again below average, at least below the previous 3-month average. That said, when it comes to the Nifty, we've seen an addition of around 25 lakh shares. This is, of course, an addition of the October as well as September series towards, possibly fresh shorts. So let's take a look at what's happened in today's day. Considering the options market, we have seen a spike in the 8500 put, which means that we've seen writing there, which is denoted by this red bar out here. But leaving that aside, we really haven't seen any movement whatsoever in the other calls inputs. Perhaps some writing here in 8700, but that's hardly anything. That also brings me to the maximum open interest distribution. So that continues to remain in 9000. And after today's addition in the 8500 put, that also takes the 8500 put with the maximum open interest. In terms of volatility, we saw a spike of around 10.5% yesterday, and today once again we've seen a little bit of a decline by as much as 2%. This is, of course, this is owing to the lack of movements that we've seen. In terms of stocks, again, we really haven't seen too much. A lot of this has to do with just simply your rollovers, and that's also the reason why your turnovers are relatively higher, or they look higher. But it's only to do with expiry, which at least so far hasn't been very exciting.
Okay. In terms of what really moved your major Nifty index today, BSC Telecom, just coming back to sectors, but Telecom was the biggest loser. It was down as much as 1.6, 1.7% at its lowest point in the day. So a lot of consolidation happening as far as those telecom stocks are concerned, and as we can see, that's being reflected in some of the names like Bharti Airtel, Bharti Infratel. So all these telecom stocks were trading slightly on the weaker side. We also had PSU banks which were trading weak. So names like Oriental Bank of Commerce, IDBI Bank, Syndicate Bank were amongst the losers. But as far as the Nifty is concerned, we did see some support coming in from pharma and IT names, so Aurobindo, TCS, Lupin, Wipro, HCL Technologies. So IT and pharma were lending some support, even as some of the names like Hindalco, Adani, L&T were on the losing end. BPCL that lost about 2% today. Now this was a loss coming in after 7 straight sessions of gain. So some profit booking or weakness that was seen even as BPCL was concerned. That's as far as all your large caps are concerned. Agam, on the mid cap front, anything that caught your eye?
So yesterday we saw a drop around 100 points in the major indices, and yesterday it was the broader indices which to a certain extent outperformed the major indices. Today, the broader market indices have moved in tandem with your benchmarks. That said, in spite of that, we have seen newer stocks make 52-week highs. So this is a little bit of a surprise. So let's consider some of the counters which have hit 52-week highs today. Biocon keeps moving up. It's almost 1,000. It's about 16 points away from 1,000. We have Escorts hitting another 52-week high. We have the likes of Bajaj Holding, Manappuram Finance, Rain Industries, also the topmost gainer, at least in the mid-cap space today, along with MRF and Century Textiles. Century Textiles once again very close to the 950 mark, along with Vinati Organics also hitting a 52-week high today. And with that, let's consider some of the gainers too. So as I was saying, Rain Industries has gained as much as 11%. We have India Infoline, which has also initiated a call on this particular counter. We have Dynamics Tech, Shriram City, TVS Sri Chakra, IDFC, as well as Astral Polytechnique, all getting well over 4% in today's day of trade. In terms of the losers, well, we have seen Sensex lose as much as 5.7%, Ashiana Housing declining by 4.2%, Torrent Power, CES, as well as Indoco Remedies also declining by anywhere between 3.6 to 4.2%. So the cuts are not as deep as yesterday, but given we have seen the not too much when it comes to the broader markets today, and moving on more or less in tandem with the benchmarks, we will just have to wait and watch as to where this expiry takes us. But this, as far as today's markets go, we haven't really seen much except for the fact that the rollovers have been below normal, below average, below the previous 3 months average. And well, in that case, we'll just have to wait and watch and come back tomorrow for more action only on Market Wrap on Bloomberg TV. So stay tuned.